Good morning, everyone. In the last class, we have discussed about tab strip, but in the last class, the tab strip was not working fine. Here, our tabs are coming exactly, but I'm clicking on SO item, but SO item is not displaying here, and I'm clicking on billing button also, but billing details are not displaying here. What is the problem here? So the problem is, uh, here SO header is there, right? So for the SO header, what is the function code you have given here? The tab one you have given here, but the name you have given as header, right? And for the SO item, you have given the function code as a tab two, and the name is the item. And the billing also, for the billing, the function code is tab three, and the name is bill, right? So if I click on this tab three, okay, if I click on this, if I click on this tab three, mean billing, then yep, S5 UCOM system variable will contain this tab 3, right? And at the same time, system will contain the tab name also tab 3 only. Whatever you are giving the name in the function code, system is considering that one as a tab name. Okay, so that is why the tabs are not displaying here. Okay, so I will where is the logic here? So in the logic here, if I click on tab 1, okay, if I click on tab 1, then what I'm doing here, I'm giving the tab name here, right? But system is considering like, so if you click on tab 1, then the tab 1 name also tab 1 only. Okay, the header, you are clicking on the header. The function code for this one, tab 1. Function code for this one is tab 2. Function code for this one is tab 3. Okay, now what I'm doing, I'm by default first one will select. Okay, by default first one will select, that is okay, and I'm clicking on the SO item. Okay, I'm clicking on the SO item button. So what I have given in the logic, if I click on this button, means in the function code what it is triggering, it is triggering tab 2. Okay, S5 UCOM will contain this tab 2. Okay, at the same time, so what the tab name also it is containing tab 2 only. Okay, I'm clicking on billing. Okay, I will click on billing. At the time, the S5 UCOM will contain tab 3. Okay, S5 UCOM will contain tab 3, and the tab name also, this billing tab is there, right? So for this billing name also, so it is containing tab 3 only. So what I will do in the program, in the logic, so if I click on tab 1, then it should activate tab 1 only here. Okay, so what is the function code? Same name you have to pass in the active tab. Okay, active tab. Now save it, activate it, double click on the main program, right click and activate it. It's activated. Now I will go to the program, click on back button. Okay, I will give something 7.4 like that. something data is coming here, fine, and I will click on SO item. So SO item tab is coming, billing also coming. Okay, so now it's working fine. So better to don't confuse here. So whenever you are giving the name for the tabs, here what is the function code? So same function code, just copy and paste in the name also. Then you don't be confused here. Okay, and here also I am giving tab 2 only. Here I will paste that one. For the billing also, tab 3. I will paste here. Save it. Control logic. Activate it. Okay. So one more time I will execute the program. Click on back. Now okay, something data is coming here, right? I will remove it and I will click on execute button. So it is coming like this. Previous data only is coming here. So if you see here, I am not giving any number here. Okay, I am not giving any number and I am clicking on get data. Okay, but the sales header data is removing. Okay, nothing is coming here. If you come to the sales item, S4 item, the data is coming here. Okay, and the billing also, the data is coming here. So why it is coming like that? Okay, the data should not come here because I'm not passing any document number and I'm clicking on get data, right? So fine, I will click on, I will go to debugging where it is coming like that. I will check that one /h. Okay, click on get data. So where it will go? It will go to the PAI of this current screen. Okay, if it is get data, see, I'm going inside of the get data. Okay, and in ITBBAK, 0 records are available. Okay, now I'm clicking on F5 button. Understood. When I understood the logic, why it is coming like that. So where is this one? In the 2000 screen. So whenever I click on get data, okay. Whenever I click on get data, I will clear the data first of all. Okay. So I will clear the data. Clear IT VBAK IT VBAP IT VBRP. Okay. 3 internal tables. I am clearing the data here. Okay, and after that one I will fill. If I am passing something data in LV score VB after that one it will fill the data. Okay, but before that one I am clearing. Okay, I am clearing the data. And one more thing, so whenever you are calling the subscreens, okay, whenever we are calling the subscreens at that time, you have to call the subscreens first of all. Right click and activate it. Now I will try to execute the program. Click on back. So once again I am executing the program. I am giving something number here. Get data. So 4974 is coming, and here 4974, and here also 4974. Okay. Now I will remove the data here, and I will click on get data. How it is coming? The data is clearing here in the SO item, and here also data is clearing. In SO header, here also data is clearing because of this one. Okay. my requirement is, so I should pass this is a, this field should be mandatory. I want to keep it as a mandatory field. Okay, if I don't pass any number here, then I want to throw any one message here. Okay, so how is it possible? I want to make this input field as a mandatory field. Okay, and where is the 2000 screen? Okay, go to the layout here. So this is the input field, right? Double click on it. On here you can see that something tabs are there, DACT, program and display, like that, right? In the program tab, here possible is there, right? So here you just select the required. Okay, required. Now click on save button, click on flow logic. Okay, double click on the main program, right click and activate it. Okay, one more time I will execute the program. Okay, get data. I'm getting something data here. 4974 data I'm getting here. Okay, now I will try to remove this one and I will try to click on get data. What it is showing? Fill in all required entry fields. Okay, fill in all entry required fields. This is the mandatory field here. So it is coming like that. One more time I will click on 4969. So 4969 data is coming here. Okay, and fine. Now I want to add some validation part here. Okay, I want to add some validation part. For example, I will give 1 2 3. Okay, 1 2 3 and click on get data here. Okay, 1 2 3 data is not available. That is why the data is not displaying here. If you click on billing or sales order header, the data is not coming. Okay, I will check that S1 number is available or not in our table is VBAK, like that. I will check in the table level. The sales document number equal to 1 2 3, right? 1 2 3 I'm passing. Click on execute button. No entry values found. Okay, so the data is not available for the 1 2 3. Yes, the sales document number 1 2 3 is not available in the database table. So I want to show something message here. The sales order is not available. Okay, I want to do some validation here. If I pass exact value, then only I want to display the data. If I pass something invalid data, then I want to display some message. This sales order number is not available. Okay, so how can you do this one? So if you want to do any validation part in our MPP, multiple programming, then you have to do in in the PAI. Okay, so where it is coming, so I'm trying to execute here, right? So the input field, right? The input field where it is coming, where I have added this one in the 2000 screen, 2000 screen, right? So I will go to the 2000 screen. Okay, in this 2000 screen, I have to go for PAI, process after input. Okay, so in the PAI only we have to do the validation. Okay, now here I will do some validation here. Okay, now what I will give, I have some restriction here. Okay, I have some restriction. Okay, sales document number equal to you have to pass something 4 or 5 input fields. Okay, I will show you. Sales document number equal to, you can take 4969 or 4970 or 4971 or 4972. Okay, so you can take the sales document number as a 4969 or 4970 or 4971 or 4972. Okay, if you take any one of the value in this input field, then only it should allow. Otherwise, it has to throw one message here. Okay, it has to throw one message. So I'm doing for that one. Okay, that means two types of validations are here. Okay, so this is the flow logic, validation, and ABAP validation. Okay, two types of validations are available. So if you want to take the sales document number like this, okay, any one sales document number you have to pick. At that time we have to go for flow logic. I mean in the flow logic here, right? So in the flow logic only I'm giving the logic here. The field name is LB underscore VBLN, right? And the values. So you have to maintain here the values 4969, 4969, or 4970, or 4971, 4972. Okay, I am taking 4 fields here. Fine, save it, check it, no problem. And now I will double click on the main program, right click on it and activate it. Now I will execute the program in a separate session. Click on back. Okay, and here I will give 4975. Okay, 4975 or 4972 I am giving as of now. Click on get data. Okay, fine. That's good. Very screen. So actually it will contain like this. Okay, in the database table, the value will be in this format. Okay, so before the number, 6 digits are coming because this is the total 10 digit number. Okay, but only 4 digits are coming. Remaining space is there, right? So for those space, we have to add zeros. How much space is available? Remaining space. That many of zeros we have to add here. Already 4 numbers are coming, so 6 digits are space here. So I am adding 6 zeros here. Same thing here also. Just activate it. This is also not okay. Now I'm giving something number 4972. So in the backend, it will convert like 6 zeros on 4972. Now I'm clicking on the get data here. So the data is coming here. Okay, the data is coming, and I will try to give 4975 here. 4975. Click on get data. How it is coming? Enter a valid value. Okay, enter a valid value because in the here what I am giving 4969 or 4970 or 4971 or 4972. In these 4 values, if you take any one value, then it will work. Okay. If you take other than these values, it will throw error. Okay. So same thing is coming here. Enter a valid value. Okay. So this is one type of validation, but this is not exact validation. I mean, in real time we don't do like this. So we have to validate like. Fine, 1 minute. I have to discuss some more thing here. Fine. I'm clicking on back button here. Okay. Something enter a valid value is coming here, right? So I'm trying to click on back button. Back button is not working here. See here. Back button I'm clicking. Back button is not working. For every time it is coming like this only. Enter a valid value like that. Okay. I will go to the debugging how it is coming like that. I will check that one. /h, click on back button. So if I click on back button, the program has to terminate here, but it is not terminating here. We will check that one, but it is coming like that. Okay. So first of all, it is coming here. Field value something. It is coming here, and I'm trying to click on F5 button. If I click on F5 button, the cursor has to come to 9th line. Okay. But what is happening here? So here only it is coming, I mean, it is validating and it is error message. Okay, and it is error message. It is not going to the next line. Okay, it is not going to the next line, but I have written the logic in the, see the cursor is coming to the 8th line. Okay, the cursor is coming to the 8th line, then it is checking the value is available or not in these values. Okay, if the value is not available, okay, if the value is not available, it is displaying some error message. Okay, error message means the cursor won't go to the next line. Okay, the cursor won't go to the next line. The program will terminate here only in the 8th line only. The uh, program will terminate here. Okay, but my requirement is something validation is coming, that is fine, but if I click on back button, then also I want to that back button functionality should work here. Okay, so in this case what we have to do, so I will go for one more I mean I will take one more module here. Module, this is for back button, right? Okay. Back button 2000 I'm taking here. This is one more module. So in this one I will maintain the back button functionality. Okay, actually here the back button functionality is available here. Guys, 1 minute, I will be back. Sorry for the disturbance. I'm doing something here. Okay, back button functionality, right? So here, module is coming here. Here I am writing the back button functionality. If I click on back button, then leave program is there, right? So what I'm doing now, I am taking this. So here, I will cut it here. Okay, I will cut it here, and I will maintain the separate module. Okay, now I am clicking on back button, and here I am taking one more module. Okay, so I am double clicking here. I'm creating a new module here, and where I want to save with the PAI, because this is a PAI module. So I am selecting PAI include here, and I will paste here. Okay, and before that one I will take case s5f1 ucom, and here I will take end case. Only back button functionality I'm writing here. Okay, only back button functionality, just activate it. Click on back button, and here I am maintaining at exit command. At exit command. So what is the use of this one? Okay, what is the use of this one? Actually, here I'm trying to click on back button, but back button is not working here. Okay, back button is not working here because the back button functionality I have written. Okay, I have written. So in this one, okay, module user command 2000, right? But before that one, validation is coming. Okay, so in the validation, something error message is coming, so the program is terminating at that place only. Okay, message is coming, the program execution is stopping at that place only. Okay, in the in the ninth line only, the program execution is stopping. Okay, it is not coming to the next line. Okay, if the cursor come to the next line, then only back button functionality will work. Now what I'm doing, so I'm taking the back button functionality in the separate module. Okay, and I'm applying at exit command for this one. Okay, the meaning is, so whenever the cursor comes to PAI module, okay, whenever the cursor comes to the PAI module, at that time it won't go for validation first of all. Okay, first of all it will come to the at exit command module. Okay, is there any at exit command module or there or not in this PAI? Okay, it will check that one. Okay, so at exit command module is there. So first of all it will execute this one, and after that one it will come to the line by line execution. Okay, so wherever it is, the at exit command module is there, right? So wherever it will be in 20 line or 50 line, wherever it is. Okay, first of all it will execute that line. Okay, it will execute that line. So after completion of that line, it will come to the validation part. Line by line it will execute. Okay, so I will check that one also. And one more thing, so back button functionality you are applying in the standard, right? So here, okay, standard functionality, right? So in that same place we have to do one more thing here. So back button functionality I'm taking here. So SJF is the status name, and here I'm adding the back button. Okay, this is a back button, right? Double click on it. So here the functional type is coming, right? Just click on F4 button, and here you have to take the first one, that is the exit command. Okay, exit command you have to select here and click on OK button, activate it. Okay, now click on back button, and now double click on the main program, activate it. Okay, now I want to execute it. Now I'm clicking on back button, it won't work because, so this is the previous version. Okay, now I have to execute the latest program. So now what I will do, I will click on /n. Okay, that program will terminate here. Okay, one more time I will execute the program. Okay, I'm giving something number 1 2 3. Okay, Okay, and click on get data. What it is showing? It is showing something, enter a valid value, right? Now I will try to click on back button, how it will work. See, the back button functionality is working. Okay, I will check in the debugging how it is working. Get data is coming fine, and I am trying to click on /h. I mean, I am going to the debugging here, and one more time I am clicking on back button. If you see here, the cursor will go to the PAI of the at exit command. See here, the PAI is there. Okay, actually it should come inside the PAI, means 8th line. The cursor should come to 8th line, but the cursor is coming to the 12th line. Why it is coming like that? Because of at exit command. Okay, so system will check here. Okay, at exit command is there or not in the PAI. Okay, so if any module is there, I mean at exit command module is there, then it will take that line first of all. It will execute that line first of all. Okay, now here in this one I'm giving the back button functionality. If I click on back button, then I want to leave the program. Okay, in the interview they may ask a question. Okay, I'm doing something validation, then back button functionality will not work. So then what you will do here? Okay, so if you are doing any validation part at the time back, if you want to active the back button functionality, then we have to take one separate module for the back button functionality, and we have to apply at exit command for that module. Okay, we have to take one separate module for that back button functionality, and we have to apply at exit command for that one. Okay, fine. Fine. This is one type of validation. One more validation. Okay, I will give something number. Okay, as usually, we will validate the input field in the reports concepts, right? So if I give something value, then that value is available or not in our table. We have to check that one. Okay, so that is the way. So that is the way. But here, directly you cannot write the logic. Okay, for example, like that. Select VBELN from VBAK into LV underscore VB. Into V1 where VBELN equal to LV underscore VBELN. Okay, if size of RC equal to 0 or not equal to 0, I want to send message invalid SO. And if okay, I don't want this one now. Okay, here you are giving something number. Okay, so in those numbers only you have to take the value. Okay, if you take other than these values, okay, even though the value is available in the VBK table, then also it won't consider here. You have to take you have to take one field. In these 4 fields you have to take one field. Okay, but I don't want this one. Okay, I want to check. I am giving something number. Okay, I'm giving something number, and that number is available or not in the table level. We have to check. If the number is available, then that's okay. If the number is not available, then I have to show one message. Okay, same thing I'm writing here. Select single. Okay, select single VBELN from VBAK, and I'm passing into one local variable LV1. Okay, I didn't declare that one. I will declare it. Okay, into one local variable LV1 where VBELN equal to, this is the input field. Okay, if the data is available, then size subversive value will be 0. Okay, if not equal to 0, then I want to send one message here. Okay, type E. Okay, type E. If you write the logic like this, okay, if you write the logic like this, it won't work here because this is the flow logic. Okay, in the flow logic, you cannot write the ABAP programming. In normal programming, you cannot write like this. Okay, just click on check button, it will throw something error message here. Here you cannot, you can only use select something from something error is coming here, right? So then what I will do, I will cut it. Okay, I will cut it, and I will take one module here, module LV and otherwise SO validation. I'm taking one more module.